Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show. I have put 2 pence in the electric there. Apologies for being late again. It always seems to be this internet connection, so I can only apologise for that. Thank you, Scott G and Ian, for pointing that out to us, that yes, I need to pay my internet bill, and we'll go from there. As always, I'm joined by my glorious co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, mate? You all right, bud?
I'm all right, mate.
Just get in there, yeah?
Yeah, hanging in there, mate. Hanging in there. How about yourself?
It's been one of them weeks, unfortunately, work-wise, and I think the Christmas season and the slowness has obviously gone now, and it's straight back in 100 mile an hour. But we're all good, mate. We're all good. What we've also did as well is we've booted out the bots, so we've gone to the one stream at the minute, which is hopefully going to boot out the bots. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. But there you go. As always, mate, we'll do our sponsors. So with Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast, we're their sponsor this year for their season. Go ahead, give them a like and a subscribe. If you're ever down at Creasy Park, you can see our wonderful logo on the advertising hoardings and in the matchday programme. If you're into non-league football and football in general, as in soccer, go over and give them a follow. You can just type in Talk of the Town podcast and then go from there. Also sponsored by Oddballs. You can go to myoddballs.com, go and have a look at their pants and socks and everything that's on there. By all means, go and have a look at that. bleedingburgundy.com as well, writing wise, you can go over and check that out. Picks League is still live for the rest of the playoffs, so go and have a look at that, and I believe there are prizes involved in there too. But obviously, if you're into the writing side of the Commanders, there will be some articles coming up around the DC search, the OC search, and other bits and pieces pretty soon. We'll get into the news then, Scouts, mate, as we always do, and thank you, Scott G, for being with us, and for Ian for being with us as well. We appreciate you both for joining. Interviewed candidates for the OC. Before we get on to what actually has gone on with the OC, I'll just read them through. So we interviewed Cowboys tight end coach Lunda Wells, Cardinals wide receiver and pass game coordinator Drew Terrell, who used to be on our staff, and then we had internal candidates of David Blough for the tight ends coach, passing game coordinator and assistant head coach Brian Johnson, and we also interviewed assistant QB coach David Blough. And then the decision was made a day later that David Blough is now the new offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. Bit of a risky move, maybe, Scouse? I mean, he's 30 years old. He's got 2 seasons behind him. Before that, obviously, a journeyman backup quarterback, third stringer for various NFL teams as well. He's had 2 years in this systems and lots of systems behind him. Cliff Kingsbury's system, the Shanahan tree as well, Ben Johnson, etc. No play calling experience though, mate. So is this a risky move for AP and DQ? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, of course it's risky. Everyone goes on about how smart this guy is. So, that's always one good trait to have, that you are smart. But the idea is, as you said before, he's got zero experience of calling plays at the right time, when to change it up. No, I mean, all that, like in-game changes, adjustments. He's not really done any of that, which that does slightly concern me. But then on the flip side of that, I always think, well, someone's got to get a chance somehow. You know what I mean? And like, if as long as this guy's good, I'll be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter who the OC is, as long as they've actually got something about them that they can actually command the offense and actually say, look, man, you play this play, and all execution, stuff like that. So I'm just all about it, to be fair. So I'm happy. I'm happy with it to a certain extent. I just hope DQ didn't make it that decision purely because they're worried that they're going to let him out the door, because we all know that the Lions were after him as well. So
yeah, true.
That's my only slight concern. But obviously, the thing is that they know the guy inside and out. They've been working with him for the last couple of years, so they obviously know how he works, how he thinks, all the rest of it, and he obviously must have his own scheme set up, and he must have impressed the interview, otherwise he wouldn't have got the job. So
exactly.
So
exactly right.
I'm going to give him a shot. You know what I mean? I'm going to give him a long rope until he proves me otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's fundamental differences as well that have come either from DQ. We don't know whether Cliff and AP departed on bad terms. I've read various articles saying that didn't happen and that they were okay with what had gone on. I mean, Cliff's gone on and had head coaching interviews at Baltimore, and he's got others lined up as well. So good luck to him in the future. Whatever it happens there, we can't forget last season. It was brilliant. You know what I mean? The what he did with Jaden Daniels, fair play to him. But it just didn't look like it was working for whatever reason. I think fundamentally they wanted to go towards more of a run-based offense and make Jaden more of a pocket quarterback, pass first rather than bail out and run. And maybe David Blough does this. He is young. It's great. It's to have that young mind. I mean, I look at the likes of Sean, and everyone's going to play that graphic no matter what we look at. This is how many coaches left Washington, and you look and you're like LaFleur, you got fucking Shanahan, all these people, Bobby Slowick, all them across the board, and you're like, will we ever see the end of this bloody graphic?
O'Connell.
Yeah, there you go, exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
All these guys, I mean, Slop aside, Slowick, all of them are head coaches now. So
Slowick's had some interviews, hasn't he? As far as I'm aware,
he's had some success, hasn't he? But I mean, it's and I think that's what a lot of fans were a bit concerned about. I think was kind of, is this the next new great mind?
That's it.
And if he really is, then you can't let him walk out the door.
Exactly
so it's quite a big jump though, going from an assistant quarterbacks coach to OC. Like it is a big jump up, you know what I mean? He wasn't even main quarterbacks coach, was he? He was actually assistant quarterbacks coach. He was,
Tavita obviously was the
Tavita
QB's coach,
until he came in last second. So he's only been for a couple of months, if that. A month. You know what I mean?
He's not. It was the middle of November. He was announced. So
the guy's been fast tracked. So I like to think that. Obviously, they must like him, but I'm just hoping that he's just got what it takes. When it comes down to it, when he's really got to call a play up and it works. To have that kind of that plan, that not just the first 15 plays, but what it's like in the fourth. You know what I mean? And be setting up a defense for maybe that special deep ball or something else. Where you're going to get 7 from it, and those things are higher level OC play. Do you know what I mean? So and game planning as such. So yeah. Let's see what he's got.
I'm with you on the next big mind, great offensive mind. I mean, Detroit were after him. Clearly, that was the thing. Whether they've kept him because they thought, shit, we don't want to let him leave the building. I understand your point exactly from there. There's other teams who've had a look at him as well last season, and we're trying to, get him in their building, and we blocked that last year and said no. I think one was the Cardinals and one was the Jets. So it's like, okay, what are we going to do here? Have they pulled the trigger early and said, you know what? No, we've got to keep this guy in house. We'll only find out. And as Scott, to Scott G's point here, every play caller needs a first time. It might as well be here. I don't disagree with that at all, mate. I think you're absolutely right. Ian said here, succession-proof offense is done when they got all the coaches. You're right. I know what you're saying. We did think that when you're building an A-star squad of coaches.
Yeah, we thought that originally, didn't we? When we got all a ridiculous amount of coaches at the start. When DQ first started, it's like coach after coach after coach after coach. Thinking, bloody hell, there's definitely a long succession plan going on here. Obviously, offense, it's obviously worked out that way, but defense, obviously, we'll go into that in a sec. But that's a bit more of a strange one. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, man, we will. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm fingers crossed, because at the end of the day, you have got some decent pieces. Of course, we need a lot more. We've only got like 1 or 2 pieces, 3, maybe 3 if you really want to push at it. On offense, really, that you can really get behind and go, yeah, this can really make, take us over the top type thing. But I'm just hoping that, the guy, I'm hoping the guy's like a savant, an absolute genius. You know what I mean? And that's all I want. That's what I want to see. But obviously, we'll see what it's all about. But we won't know that. We won't know for 9 months now, will we? We won't know that for 9 months. But
we've got no idea what his scheme's going to look like. Is it going to be slightly Ben Johnson, but towards more running? Is it going to be carry on from Cliffs? Is it going to, is it going to be
Ben Johnson
his complete own style? No, he did. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
And he still likes to run it now. Even at Chicago, he still likes to run it. I know Hale does his hero ball and stuff, but in general, they like to run the ball with Swift and Monongai. So yeah. I mean, these guys, I genuinely believe that it probably will be a little bit of both, but more Ben Johnson way, because I think that's become more successful, more than Cliff's level of OC play, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does completely to me. I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's gonna. We're just gonna have to wait and see, aren't we? There's nothing.
It is wait and see. I mean, of course, you're not going to see anything now for 9 months. You know what I mean? Or even at the start. You know, when you're looking at pre-season in August. You know, so it's kind of yes. Am I happy with it? Yes, but again, you can't have too much inexperience, and I think that's where we're going to go with the DC stuff in a sec. But
I was pretty pissed off. I was pretty pissed off at the time.
Yeah, you were fuming when you first seen it.
I was like, why are we doing this? Especially when there's people out there, like everyone wants the big name. You know, McDonnell, who'd been fired by bloody Miami.
Who else told me? That's the
problem. Of course he will. He's going to get head coach looks. We know that's what's going to happen. So it's like
Cleveland.
If you can, you can. It just, I looked at it, was like, what the actual F are we doing here? But I'll be honest with you, DQ has pushed his chips into the middle of the table and said, I'll hang my hat on you. And that's tough in a third year of probably a 5-year deal that he's got. I mean, I'm thinking, wow. I wasn't being listened to and influenced by Jesse Scott. I was genuinely pretty peed off about it. I was in full agreement with Jesse at the time when he had his little rant about it. Whether he's changed and mellowed a bit on that, I don't know. But all we've got to do is give it time. You know what I mean? It can't be any worse than some offensive coordinators we've had in the past. I mean, Christ, if it's Eric Bieniemy style,
the only thing it can be, if at the worst case scenario, I think it does remind me of like Jim Zorn type stuff, and it reminds me of my mate Scott Turner as well. So, and the thing
Jesse's favourite play caller.
yeah. And the thing is, though, but even Scott Turner actually had some experience calling plays before he actually came to us, and he was still horrible. So this is why it's like, so it is a big risk. You know, and I'm just trying to keep a positive mindset on him, and until he lets me down. Do you know what I mean? But until then, I'm pro Blough at the moment.
Cool. On to the next bit of news then is, and following on from David Blough's staff now, Commanders have hired DJ Williams as the new QB's coach. So the front office has been searching for a QB coach since obviously announcing David Blough's promotion last week. Adam Schefter and others reported that we've hired DJ Williams, who is the son of Washington legend Doug Williams, for the role. Williams has been working as an NFL coach on the staff since 2017. He had a 2-year entry-level working with the Saints. Then he was hired as offensive assistant for New Orleans in 2019. And then he stayed in that role through till 2023. And then in 2024, he was hired as the assistant quarterbacks coach for the Falcons and was promoted to quarterbacks coach for the 2025 season. DJ is the first new coach of obviously Blough's staff, and we also interviewed Mike Berkovisi, the Panthers' assistant quarterbacks coach for the position. Now, is this a nepotism hire? I've heard that talked about lots. Is it actually this isn't a bad thing? Is it a good thing? I mean, I'm seeing this as a nepotism hire. It didn't work particularly well with Penix, so I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a nepotism hire as well. I'm not saying his son isn't good. He might be very good. I mean, to be fair, Tyler Shough has actually played quite well. Especially the last half of the season, actually played really well.
Well, he wasn't there. He was at Saints. No, he's at Atlanta this year, but he was at the Saints in 24.
So okay, right, okay then. So
he's been with Penix. He's been with Penix this year.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And Shough only came out of the draft this year, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't get the game until like the second half of the season, so I thought it was Jim, or DJ when you call him. And okay, then fine. So so with Penix, obviously gets hurt. Yeah, blows his ACL there, game over. And then you got Captain Kirk with no leg. You know what I mean? So he was kind of screwed either way there, to be fair. As soon as he lost Penix, he was kind of screwed. So
I mean, that's a good point from Scott there. He's saying that the Carolina guy got promoted as well to the actual quarterbacks coach. I mean, it's not as big a jump as we're talking about David Blough to go from assistant quarterbacks coach to OC. This guy's been a quarterbacks coach for a season. He's been an assistant quarterbacks coach prior to that. So he's taking a sideways move and come to us. And it helps because, yes, your dad is a legend here. Yes, your dad is on the staff as like assistant to the GM or whatever he's Doug's role is. I mean, just turns up and looks pretty, doesn't he? You know what I mean? He's Doug. That's how it goes. But I mean, is it a nepotism hire? You could say that with anything in the NFL, Scouts, I suppose. How many sons of coaches and coaches are, quality coordinators? I mean, we've had it here loads of times. The Del Rios, for example. Del Rio's son was here. Rivera's son was here. So, it is a nepotism hire in some ways, but it's still a pretty big hire because that guy DJ Williams has to get on with Jayden Daniels, has to understand what Blough's system's all about. Clearly, DQ and Blough signed this off at the interview, and so's AP. So you've got to think that he must have interviewed well. If we've looked elsewhere and we've looked at this Carolina guy and gone, nah, he's not the one. We'll get DJ Williams in, and actually, he's had a good hire. Now, from what I've read as well in the press and what I've heard on other podcasts and stuff, is Doug had no idea he was even interviewing for this job.
Yeah. Of course.
It's certainly not going to be one of them. Dad, I've got an interview with the Commanders. Please don't say anything. Okay. Yeah. Cheers, son.
Don't put in that good word for me. Don't do that for me. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. As Scott G says as well, Gruden's nephew is here. Yeah. There you go.
There's loads of them, man. I mean,
it happens, and it happens. Shanahan's. It happens everywhere across the league. Listen, imagine if Kyle never even got a look in. You know what I mean? Yeah, now, how many teams would he? How many teams would? I mean, went to the Falcons with DQ, didn't he? So, and then he was obviously look at what he's done at the 49ers. It's like how many, this genius that was there would never have been probably discovered. Mm-hmm. So you've got to play it both. You can play it both ways. If you can coach, fair enough. Do not care. Look at that, Scott. Exactly the same thing. If you can coach, don't care. Agreed.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have these moves though been made? Blough, Williams, have they been made to appease Jayden Daniels? Because I've heard that being spouted. So JD gets on. His mentors Doug Williams. They've talked all the time. He was here. They were friends before he got drafted here. He's come in. He looks up to Doug. It's Doug's son. Then you've got Blough, who's been with JD for the last couple of years. Is this a continuity factor to try and keep Jayden
happy as such?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, the thing is, though, is like any quarterback, really, especially like if you're thinking he is your franchise guy, it's always going to have some dudes that is in the circle. Every player has that, really. I mean, the quarterback is probably more important than anything. So I mean, I've got no problem with the hire. I just want to make sure he actually is good, and we don't just get yes men for Jayden as well, because yes men don't work. It just doesn't work. You need a guy who's going to put you on the spot and say, no man, this shit is not going to cut it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got to do this and this and this, and the guy's got to listen to you. He's got to respond to you, and if you don't have that, then it's a waste of time having your best mates around you. I mean, if that's the case, just keep Sam Hartman as QB2. Do you know what I mean? His best mates hanging out there. So with him, it's like, if that's what it's going to be, then the shit person, as in the shit player or the shit coach, just to make him happy, because he can do his own thing and he won't be held accountable. Well, then that's not going to cut it for me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if these guys are going to keep him accountable, then I'm all for it. And that's the whole thing, because obviously you don't want to piss him off too much, but you also got to keep him on the straight and narrow, especially now that the ego's going to get there, because he's got that ego. Rookie of the year, everyone's licking his arse, every single time. And then obviously this year, he had a bit of a bad time with it, and he struggled. He struggled with his game as well when he did play. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, so I'm always, yes, you want to keep him happy. And of course, if the guy's an excellent coach and he's mates with JD, then that's secondary, that's a bonus. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, we'll get on to. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all the good stuff that we would do for you. So please hit that like button. Do all that stuff. It keeps the algorithm going, and we're happy. We'll get on to the DC candidates then. So defensive coordinator. Obviously, we know the Joe Witt Jr.'s gone. The candidates that we've seen so far now. First one that stands out is Brian Flores. Obviously, currently Minnesota Vikings DC. His contract came to an end with Minnesota. I have seen something today from Kevin O'Connell at one of his press conferences saying we'll sort something out with Brian, but he needs the time to go and have head coaching interviews. He has had head coaching interviews as well. He's had one with Baltimore Ravens, and he is due in with the Steelers. They requested an interview today. for the Steelers. I mean, Mike Tomlin, there's another one who just decided I'm going to go, I'm stepping down. Wow, I mean that's a big two big losses actually in Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. I mean, does he want to carry on? Does he want to go to a different team? That'll be interesting to find out because
he stepped down, didn't he? So I think he wants some time off. I think
he'll be in TV, mate. I think that'll be where he'll go. I really do. Yeah, and Harbaugh obviously looks like he is the new Giants head coach. Yeah,
it make our division harder. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. Flores is back. Flores' background, for all those who don't know, obviously New England Patriots. He was the special teams assistant from 08 to 09. He was then the assistant offensive and special teams coach in 10, defensive assistant in 2011, with a Pats safeties coach 12 to 15, linebackers coach 16 to 18. Then he went to the Dolphins as the head coach. So he gone from linebackers coach to straight head coach. Then he was with the Steelers as a senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach for a year. And then Minnesota Vikings D coordinator from 2023 to 2025. Obviously got a lot of controversy as well for suing the NFL, and he's still suing the NFL as it speaks. Now I understand why, with Stephen Ross and everything else that went on there at Miami. A lot of stuff going on in the background there. Maybe that's why people haven't given him as much of a look as they have, because when he was at Miami, he was unbelievable, and as a defensive coordinator, unbelievable. As you know, some people are not suited for the top job, but some people are, and I think he is definitely suited for the head coaching role, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't think we even get him or even get close to him. I mean, this would take a serious amount of money to bring him in as a defensive coordinator if he wasn't to get looks at head coaching roles or to actually get a head coaching role. I mean, yeah, he's had two. He's been requested for one, and he's had an interview with another. I'm pretty sure all the other openings will do the same, apart from the Giants, which is now filled. What are your thoughts on Brian Flores? Obviously, he would be my number one target if we could.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. I think, I mean, I say if he's already had an interview with us, hasn't he? Or has he not?
He interviewed Tuesday.
Yeah. See, this is the mistake that we made. Like, if you're going to bring him in, you don't let him leave.
Don't let him out of the building.
Yeah, you say to him straight away, mate. Look, here's the contract, shitloads of money, sign it, and then we'll let you go. Otherwise, you're going to stay here for weeks. We're not going to let you leave, right? You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that I'd be doing.
But would he want? I mean, it's nice to be wanted. I understand that. It's nice to be courted by other teams. It's nice to have, I'll take a look at this, I'll take a look at that. Does he really want a sideways move with not a lot of defensive talent here? That you could. I mean, it is a project, and it is something that you'd have to build up yourself. Or would you think to yourself, look, if I'm not going to get a head coaching gig here, do I just go back to Minnesota where I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I know what I've got there, I can run my own system, I get left alone? The other point of this whole thing is Dan Quinn's a defensive-minded head coach. Who's running the show? Do the egos get left at the door? Or does someone like Flores come in here and say, this is my show? Do you know what I mean?
I think that's obviously one of the biggest factors there. But I do think that DQ doesn't want to be calling defense, doesn't want to be getting involved, really. I think he just wants to be the head coach, like a genuine head coach where he is
I think so too.
Overall manager, you know what I mean?
Leader of men, that sort of thing.
Yeah, a people person, player relationships, all that type of stuff. I think that's what he wants to be, a leader of men, rather than actually be like the defensive coordinator guy on top of that. I don't think he wants that anymore. So I think that if Flores came in, that he would be a great guy to have in, definitely. But the thing is, though, is that DQ's also got to think that if Flores does do really well,
it's a 1 year time.
Or DQ gets gone and he gets his job. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the other problem you're going to get. So might be a little bit of, maybe a slight, apprehension there from DQ potentially.
Scott says, or it could be an interview to get intel from him no matter what he decides. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, but how
I don't understand why I don't understand why you'd want the intel. That doesn't make sense to me. What do you not already know about how he runs his defense?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you want to know? Is it the fact that you want to know that he's got head coaching gigs and that because he might have turned up there and said, "Listen, guys, I'm really sorry, but I've already got the Titans job. It's sewn up. I'm just waiting." You know what I mean? He might have done. You don't know. It could be anything.
Again, if that's the case, I mean, I understand trying to be like professional but don't waste people's time. So like what I mean by that is if you mention there that I've already got the Titans job, sorry boys. Well, why don't you just call DQ and say that rather than going into the state, going into Washington, talking to them all, blah blah blah, having the interview, spend a few hours there, then fly home. Well, why do that if you've already got a job, like a head coaching job, near enough signed, sealed, delivered? So I understand the kind of the process, and you don't want to piss people off, but it's like no. End of the day, it's someone offered me a head coaching job, and you've called me about the defensive coordinator's position. I'd be like, well, I've already got this head coaching job here, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to waste your time.
You just get on Zoom. You just get on Zoom, wouldn't you, and just be like, look, I'm happy to have a Zoom. I'm happy to have a Zoom interview with you. We'll have a face-to-face, but I'll tell you like it is. This is what's going on. We don't know that is the case. We're speculating. He might not have anything lined up. He might simply be just keeping his options open. We don't know. Could we get him in? Would we get him in? It would take a Brinks truck of money to get him in here. It would have to be the highest paid defensive coordinator in the entire league.
It cost
by a long way. So it's
it would definitely cost.
I'd love it. I would absolutely love it. But then, even though you're looking at that, do we have the personnel to run that defense?
Well, no.
Simple answer is no.
But the only good thing is about that is if you can give him not like 100% autonomy on player acquisition, but no, near enough. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like a 90% option where it's like, look, man, my say is the main say ahead of AP, ahead of when it comes to defensive players. Then, end of the day, we don't have a lot of guys on contract, as we know, and that includes defense and offense. So it's kind of like, well, go and get me these guys. You know what I mean? These guys are available. Go and get me them. And we've got the available cap, but we've also got the available player personnel spaces. The slots on the 53. We've got that available. It's not like we've got a whole defense that's already set, ready to go. No, we haven't. We've got like 3 guys maybe that are any good, and the rest are a waste of time. So yes, it does need a whole rebuild, but it just depends what he wants to do. As I say, would it really impress people that because Minnesota had a good defense before he got there? You know what I mean? Like, they had some good players there beforehand, and whereas you come to us, you make gold out of shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, come on then. This and then head coaching jobs will be all over him every year. You know what I mean? So.
Scott, I agree with you. He said he isn't a lock for a head coaching job, but I like that they interviewed him. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think it's the right thing to do. You interview the people who you want to interview, and you interview everyone, and you make that you cast that net high and wide.
Just don't waste people's time, though, or waste their own time as well. It's not being due diligent. That's not wasting people's time.
Well, we don't know that, do we? That's the thing. I just speculated and said, well, because he has had head coaching interviews. But then Cliff Kingsbury's had a head coaching interview before Flores at Baltimore. So what are Baltimore doing? Do you know what I mean? It's like no one really knows. We've also interviewed. Go on, mate.
Yeah, I think the problem you've got with Flores is that ongoing lawsuit.
Of course it is, and owners will be scared.
That's going to make people think. That's going to make people think, especially the APs and the ownership and stuff. You think, well, wait there a minute, like. What really went on? That might be the intel that maybe that Scott G's talking about. Maybe that's what they want to try and find out. Maybe it's that. It's kind of like, what was that really going down to? What was it really about? And also, when's that going to be finished anytime soon? Or is it going to be continuing to go on for years? Or what's going on? So
it's been going on for years, and in my opinion, it's hindered him as an individual from getting head coaching jobs.
I genuinely believe that. I do, because it's like, well. Yes, I think it was definitely wrong how he was treated. I understand, and I definitely, I don't begrudge him going down the grievance route. And I know, I've got no problems with that. But the thing is, though, is that what happens if you're playing shit and you want it, and you're the owner, and you want to replace him? You're thinking, shit, am I going to get sued here? You see what I mean?
Because
he's done it before. So the back of mind, even though you might have treated him okay, you know what I mean, and everything else, but he might say, well, no, actually, see what I mean, because. And he knows what to do to go through all the process of that, and so it's kind of.
I think wrong end of the stick there, Scott. What you're saying is you're disrespecting Flores, even if you imply he's wasting the team's time. I'm not implying that he's wasting the team's time.
I think we're wasting his time. I think.
Yeah, agreed. That's what I mean. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I think he's got bigger fish to fry than being a DC over here. That's for sure. We also interviewed Scouse Seahawks defensive linebacks coach and pass game coordinator Carl Scott for the vacant defensive coordinator role. Saw Ian mention this earlier in the in the chat up there. We've obviously been stacked with former Seahawks coaches. We interviewed Carl Scott for one of the he was one of the few holdover coaches from the Pete Carroll era and stayed up in Seattle there. He was hired by Seattle in 2022. Through his 10 years, developed a formidable secondary. You've got Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, Nick Amanawore, Kobe Bryant, loads of other players up there. But the only issue we have with him is he's never called plays. So that's not something that we're probably going to surround ourselves with, being honest.
That's the thing, you see. Is like, this guy's got a good reputation. I mean, that Seattle defense is scary defense. You know what I mean? Like, I say it's better than Denver's, in my opinion. I do. I think it's the best defense in the NFL, right? And and he's part of that. Now, he's not the main guy, but he's part of that. And he's obviously got a high reputation. But again, as you say, I just don't think you could have two rookies as coaches, as OCs. Agreed. In the same team at the same time. I just think you can get away with it. I understand the two different sides of the ball, but it's still that kind of thing of, where's the experience coming from? You know what I mean? When shit is the fan, where's the experience coming from? Now you might go, well, DQ's there. He can the young lad can rely on him at times. Fair enough. But once you've gone a rookie in OC, I just don't think you can go at DC at the same year. I don't think you can do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, others that have been interviewed, and we'll get onto a big one in a minute. But the others that we've got, Denard Wilson was also interviewed. He's a veteran NFL coach, defensive coordinator for the Titans the last 2 seasons. He's the latest name that's come through. Joe Cullen was also interviewed for the defensive coordinator job. Garofalo reported that the Chiefs D-line coach, Joe Cullen, interviewed for the replacement of Joe Witt. This is the first time Cullen's name's been mentioned nationally in this cycle. He was also an assistant with the Lions. College ranks, again, he went back to college. Then the Jaguars hired him as their D-line coach. And then he was also the defensive coordinator of the Jags in 2021. So he's kind of gone up, then got to a defensive coordinator role, then thought, shit, I need to get another job, and gone down back. But gone to a team like the Chiefs, won Super Bowls, and then thought, okay, I'll try and put my hat in the ring again. Mm-hmm. So this would be like his second go around as a DC. Interesting candidate again, but who knows who we're going to get? Yeah. Then the other candidate that came in today for an interview, who I'm quite interested in, is Jonathan Gannon. Ex-Arizona Cardinals head coach. I mean, he was with the Falcons in 2007 as a quality control coach, Titans 12 to 13 as a defensive quality control coach, Minnesota as assistant DBs coach, Indianapolis Colts defensive backs coach. Then he went to the Eagles as their defensive coordinator. 70 sacks in their Super Bowl season, not when they won it, but when they got beat by the Chiefs. So what's that, 3 years ago, maybe? They were unbelievable that season. 70 sacks. That makes me think, right, okay, I can understand what your play calling and what your system's going to be like. And then obviously from 2023 to 2025, he was Arizona Cardinals head coach. Not the most inspiring guy when you look at him and when you listen to him, quite monotone. It's like, oh, okay. Did you come on the bus today? Have you seen that meme that's going around? If you just put in Jonathan Gannon, did you come on the bus? Have a look at it. It is like, wow. But the players who you've seen have come back and said they really liked him. That he was an inspiring guy, just not a camera guy, which is...
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not that kind of guy. I mean, and then you're kicking about on your first day as like your head coach, and then it's like, oh, I've got Hard Knocks cameras in front of me. It's probably not ideal, is it, to do that? But I'd be interested in Jonathan Gannon, definitely, as a defensive coordinator, someone who is experienced at play calling, has a good system, and knows how to get edge rushers to the quarterback.
How good was Arizona's defense this last couple of years, then? Was it any good? Was it anywhere near those kind of numbers? I know the Eagles were a Super Bowl team. I understand they had way better players on defense at that point. But
no. It wasn't right up there.
Actually doing? What has he been doing at Arizona? Have they been okay on defense? They've been quite solid, or have they been more?
They're all right. They've got a decent enough safety room, cornerbacks, but they didn't have any weapons. You know, it's been very similar to kind of what we've had the last couple of years, where it's like we know edge rush is a problem, but we can't sign anybody because who wants to go to the Cardinals? Do you know what I mean? It's like then they've had all the upset and the bits and pieces of what they've doing with Kyler Murray. No one really knows what's going on over there. They benched him and put Jacoby Brissett in, and it's like defensively they didn't really have a lot of talent. And I think money-wise has been a bit of a struggle over there as well, cap space. So it's not been an ideal situation for him in the last couple of seasons over there. But could he get back to what he did in Philly? Yeah. But then Philly are always going to... Philly fans and Philly are always going to hound out fucking talent no matter what. But that was the season that was the season when both coordinators won it. Kellen Moore went to the Saints and obviously Gannon... Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Steichen. Sorry, Steichen and Gannon went... They were the two.
He was making Indiana Jones look the real deal until he got hurt. You know what I mean? So it's if you've got somebody who's got some talent there, maybe he can. He's actually pretty good. But with Gannon, I mean, I'm just thinking like, I wouldn't want him personally. I don't think he's a guy that I would want.
Okay, so
I just don't think he's that. I mean, Flores is my guy. Flowers is my guy, but I understand he'd probably go head coach. I understand that, but he's not a lot. But as Scott says, but he's still tough on that. But me, I'd have Flowers. He's my all-in guy personally. And to be fair, I mean, I wouldn't mind the Seattle dude, but again, I just think it would put me off. You know what I mean? Like kind of going again, two rookies at coordinator in the same season, and I just think it'd be a bit too much. I think we'd be unless we're expecting to be god awful next season, and then okay, maybe after a year of experience and two together, maybe we start elevating the game. But so it depends how we're trying to figure it out, as in what AP and DQ are thinking. Are we thinking we're just going to be another shocking season? And let's get then. Well, that's fine. Go with Scott and see how it goes. If it's no, I actually, I want to get back to the playoffs next season. You know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, then you're gonna need the Flores. You're gonna need someone like that. So, but yeah.
I mean, there's still people out there like Raheem Morris, who obviously everyone knows. DQ. I know he sucks, but he's DQ's best mate. I said this for weeks, Scouts. I have said this for weeks. He will be the DC. I have said it time and time again for weeks. Raheem Morris. The day he was fired, I put in our group chat, Washington inbound. 100% it was going to happen, and I was like, I'm still convinced that will be who we will end up with as DC. But there's other candidates out there still, people who are on the head coaching carousel who might not get a look in. Ideally, I want this, I want this done. Do you know what I mean? Quite quickly. I don't think it will be quick. I think it'll be probably another week.
And I think it might even be longer than that. I mean, I think a lot of these teams, I say, if Flowers is your number one guy, well, you're going to find out pretty soon if he's going to be a head coach at I think he might go to Pittsburgh, personally. I think that might be his position, really, as head coach over there. I think he'll be there. But if he doesn't get that job, I don't think he'll get a head coaching job. I really don't. And then I think, can we beg him to come here?
Steve Wilkes is being mentioned as well, who's former, obviously, Jets defensive coordinator. Grant Udinsky.
Wilkes has proven that he can make a good defense, but you got to have the players. You know what I mean? Like, you can't scheme it without good players. You can't do it.
Do you go Jesse Minter or a Chris Schuler from the Rams and the Chargers, respectively? Would you look at something like that? I mean, they're out there, but they're looking for head coaching jobs. Do you know what I mean? Why would they move?
Why would they go laterally? They wouldn't have to. They wouldn't, would they? Because Minter's the DC there, isn't he, at Chargers?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So do you go?
No point.
Yeah.
Unless you give him the assistant head coach role, which is the
that's what I mean.
It's a slight promotion,
But we already have an assistant head coach in Johnson. So it's.
Well, we don't. He got fired, didn't he?
No. It's the other Johnson.
No, was Bobby Johnson the guy who had
no.
Yeah.
No, Brian he is still the assistant head coach right now. So passing game coordinator and assistant head coach Brian Johnson, the one who was at the Eagles. not the O-line guy. The O-line guy was not the assistant head coach. So we already have one of them. So what, you're going to take that off him for a Flores to give him a bump?
Yeah,
maybe. Because at least you can pay money there a bit more. But I don't know, mate. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But we'll see. We'll see. Your number one candidate would be Flores as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
Oh yeah, I'd love it as well.
I would have liked McDaniels and Flores as the OC in DC. That would have been amazing. But how much money are you spending on coaches? But then again, I'm not paying it, and it doesn't come out the salary cap. So
exactly.
Come on, Josh, back that truck up. Well, she should have done that anyway.
I mean, look at Jim. Look at Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
$20 million a year. It's going to be 5-year deal. It's $100 million on a coach.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. It's the highest paid coach in the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, fair play.
He was up there. He was up there in Baltimore, as in money.
I think he was getting like 16 mil or something at Baltimore. I mean, Andy Reid's the highest paid coach as it stands, unless Harbaugh has actually signed and it's official with the Giants. But I haven't seen it officially yet.
Yeah, it's not official yet, but I can't see. I can't see him turning down $20 million a year.
No.
Even though it is a joke over there. I mean, he is a good leader of men. You know what I mean? Like,
he's going
to make it hard for us, man.
Do you know what? You say it's a joke over there. I don't think they're as bad as everyone actually is making out. They had a shit season.
I'm talking turmoil overall.
Oh, turmoil. Look,
not just players.
Hiring him may save Joe Shane's job for a few more years.
Talent than we have.
I agree. I think they have got more.
They've got more talent than we have.
Don't disagree.
The difference
it's mad, isn't it? I mean,
shit, and the overall, Joe Shane and the ownership before it's even shocking. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? So now they're going to get a real coach in. Now you're going to see them get improving. First year it's going to be shit, but he'll be a lot better in this couple of years.
He might actually save that GM's job. Joe Shane's job might be saved because of that. Because
I think he should have went as well.
I think he should have gone. I think he should have gone with Daboll. Absolutely. Bye.
And I think Mara should have just hired Harbaugh on his own. Just said, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree. Don't disagree.
Then get your GM from there, because you say Joe Shane's probably got. I mean, normally you would hit your GM with the head coach, wouldn't you? Normally that's what you would do. This is a bit different, the other way around, and it's a bit. So we'll have to see how that goes with that. But I do think Joe Shane's on the hot seat, 100%. Oh,
100%. Yeah, that is exactly right. Other news then, the last bit of news. Jaden Daniels, well, we've got two more bits of news, but Jaden Daniels is to join Tom Brady in the Fanatic flag football event in Saudi Arabia. So Commanders quarterback will participate as a captain in the Fanatics Fan Football Classic in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on March the 21st. The event is going to be held at the Kingdom Arena, which has had boxing matches, etc. on before. It'll play a round-robin tournament with three teams, the Founders, the Mustangs and the Wildcats. It's made up of current and former NFL players. Brady will quarterback and captain the Founders. Daniels will be captain of the Wildcats, and quarterback for the Mustangs is yet to be decided. Other announced participants in the March event include Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr. and pass rushers Max Crosby, Myles Jarrett, Sauce Gardner, tight ends Brock Bowers and retired tight end Rob Gronkowski. Pete Carroll is going to coach one of the coaches. Sean Payton is one of the coaches, as is Kyle Shanahan. They're also one of the coaches. In a memo to the NFL clubs last September, following the announcement, the NFL reminded them that the event is non-league sanctioned and that players will not have any injury protection through their contracts or collective bargaining agreement with the NFLPA. The NFL also reminded clubs in a memo, which was obtained by The Athletic, that they can deny permission for players to participate in the event. Initial thoughts on this, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Why is he going out there? This is stupid. What if he gets injured? Which is exactly what I thought. Then everyone's like, it's just a walkthrough. It's basically practice. And I'm like...
It's like football, isn't it?
I know. I get that. But what if he twists a knee? What if he falls awkwardly? Who knows? Now, I'm maybe overlooking this, but is this, again, the NFL and Fanatics trying to get into a market that we have the rights for, the Middle East, Oh, let's bring Washington involved into the Middle East. There's talk of a game, obviously, in 2028 in Saudi. So, is this us planting our flag? Basically, is that what we're trying to do here?
I think that's probably the reason they're thinking, as in our
Jaden.
ownership, are thinking that as well. He doesn't care. He just wants to play ball. You know what I mean? Like even trying to keep him out the team when he was really hurt was a problem because he really wanted to play still. So it was kind of a. But for this, as you say, it's not an NFL sanctioned thing. So the NFL don't want them doing this, otherwise they wouldn't be threatening with no injury protection. So it's not an NFL thing. It's more Saudi money thing, and trying to go some of the game over there a little bit. And then Jaden thinks, and our ownership probably thinking, as you say, we've got the marketing rights over there.
Yeah.
Let's put our boy over there. You know what I mean? Our new franchise guy. Even though and hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but it's like anything though, mate. You could draw a bottle aftershave on his foot and break his foot.
Know.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of
I know what you're saying.
I know
what you're saying.
You can't completely stop him from
cut a tomato and I've cut my finger off. Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? We've seen it. We've seen it with NFL players.
I've seen it with actual goalkeepers for remember Canizales for Spain?
Yeah.
2004 World Cup, I think it was. He dropped the ball off the shave on his foot, and he missed the tournament because he broke his foot. And that's a goalkeeper dropping a ball off the shave on his foot. So he ended up missing the whole tournament. He wasn't the starter, so it didn't really matter for Spain. But still, you know what I mean. He missed the whole tournament. So these crazy things can happen, So I'm not worried about him playing in that. Say as long as you don't touch him, that's the whole point, and that's the whole point of flag. Don't touch the guy, don't hurt him, then that's fine. But because at the end of the day, you're probably doing that with his mates anyway, playing ball in the backyard or whatever he's training with. You know what I mean? One of his mates or whatever. So it's not.
And then then all the players get together in the off season anyway and do their own like mini training camp, don't they? So
before April start, be once before the draft. So again, he's got plenty of time to recover and stuff. It's not.
Yeah.
Not like he's going to be. Might just be a mild tune up for him. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
By then he should be healthy. All those things that he's got going on now. By then he should be healthy. So.
I did have a little laugh though at Tom Brady saying "Is your mum allowing you to come out here?" That was fuck. I was laughing my head off when I saw that. I thought, okay, that was a bit naughty, Tom.
Right there.
That was a bit naughty, Tom. But there you go.
That's
today.
That's the competitiveness of Tom there, knowing that he wants to win this, even though it's only flag. You know what I
mean? Today, earlier on, about 5:00 our time in the UK, we saw the first renderings that are official have been put up, pictures of the new stadium on the old RFK site for the Commanders' new stadium, and I love it, mate. I think
it's beautiful.
It just looks amazing. I mean, wow! Just looking at it, I thought if this comes out anything like that, brilliant. I mean, I've seen people kicking off on socials already. Where's the tailgating? What are we doing with this? Why is all there grass on top of the buildings? I mean, it's an artist's impression, for Christ's sake. Get a grip of yourself.
I think that's to help with the greenery around the area, because obviously it's going to be.
Of course it is.
You know what I mean?
Of course it is.
That's about. Trying to be good to the planet still.
Yeah, environmentally sound. Yeah.
I get that. I mean, that would be a good place to have a tailgate if people aren't stupid and you can put decent barriers up. You know what I mean? So obviously people don't fall off.
What I really liked is where you're coming off the motorway there, and it's like you look at in front of it and you go, "Wow!" It's almost like the stadium looks like it's going. It looks like the stadium's going to swallow you up.
Yeah,
which
it looks cool, man.
Pretty scoot.
It looks real cool, and it does look like the old RFK a bit as well.
It does. It does. The sloping roof, the way it looks like, looks like the RFK
type of oval type shape, and
exactly. Yeah,
and the beams are struts on the outside. It just looks similar to it, and but obviously newer and better and all the rest of it. But you can see that they really thought about it, thinking the Redskins, not Redskins. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's everything but the name, isn't it?
Yeah, because it looks like a brand new RFK. That's what it looks like, near enough. I mean, it looks class. Like, I love it. I mean, I hope it's something like that. I mean, I think Tony mentioned them in our group chat earlier, that they're actually going to put the foundational structures exactly where the old RFK structures were, actually like directly on it.
That's exactly what I've read, and I've got it here. So they're fusing the original.
Yeah. Yeah.
The original foundations are being fused to the field, are being fused together with the new foundations, and the field is situated in exactly the same spot as the old RFK field.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 65,000 seater capacity that is flexible up to 70,000. It will not be smaller than the 65,000 that we mentioned there, because that is what they need to host World Cup games. But they've said it will accommodate up to 70,000. It's the most transparent roof to be enclosed on a large stadium anywhere in the world, which is awesome. You're going to let all that natural light in.
Yeah,
it's
like
going to be
through.
pretty sweet. And then at the other side of it, you can see all the monuments going down.
Yeah.
It just
and that's
looks
the cool
amazing.
thing, isn't it? Yeah, and the backdrop is amazing. You can see all the way down.
Yeah.
You can go all the way down the boulevard. I can't remember the name of the actual road that runs all the way down there, but it's just it leads you straight to the
Capitol building. Yeah, Capitol building. Yeah, and then all the way back to the monument.
It just looks class. Like, I mean, that's very picturesque, and that would really sell a lot when, they've got when it's Monday Night Football and that stadium's there, and there's the bright lights, and then you've got like the shot.
The Capitol building's lit up as well. Yeah,
it'll just look class. Like, it really will look class on the telly as well, even when you're not there. So it's just going to be, man, like, yeah. Just get that built, man. Just get it built now.
2030,
right now.
We're obviously will be there. Josh Harris said on LinkedIn as well. I saw a LinkedIn post from Josh Harris when he was talking about it. He said that it will be the loudest stadium in the NFL because of the acoustics.
Wow.
So the way that they're actually going to build it is going to hold in the sound of fans.
Is that a bit like Seattle? Because they made theirs a bit like that. Then they've got acoustics and stuff, even though it's not at home.
So they're going to do that so that it'll be the loudest stadium in the NFL, which is.
But the thing is, though, that only
awesome.
counts, mate. That only counts if our fans show up, because we've got to start winning. You know what I mean? So well and good having this amazing acoustically great stadium if no one's in there, or it's all away fans. Then we're screwed either way.
I honestly don't think we'll have a problem with it being full. I do think we'll have a problem with getting tickets at $500 a pop in the nosebleeds, but you know what I mean.
When if that first season we start off again like 0-6 or something like that, that stadium's going to be dead straight away. And that's the problem. That's how fickle we are as fans, because you don't want to watch shite, and I get it. No one wants to watch shit football, and losing football. But yeah, man. So by that time, we better have built up that squad, man, to be like competing straight off at that time. That should be the aim, really.
You'd hope so. Scott G was the only one who put a fan question in, and it was exactly on this on this today. So thank you, Scott. He said, "With the official stadium renderings now published, what are your thoughts?" Obviously, we've just been through it a little bit there.
There's one more thought there as well before you get into it. You know what they're saying there before tailgating, or where's the tailgating going to be? And I think they should use loads of boats. Right on that river,
on the Anacostia River, just boats,
just slowly going in and back, and charging a small fee, whatever, to get on it, and a few beers. You know what I mean? That would be. You don't even need the ground. You can actually use the Anacostia River right there. So
that'd be epic, though. Boat trips.
If I had a boat, I'd have one out there.
Just don't invite Fred Smoot.
No. But man. But I think that'd be the awesome way to go about it. I really do. If there's nothing on land, let's get the boats out there. Let's get loads of boats out there. You know what I mean?
That'd be pretty. And have like a marina set up.
Yeah, have a small marina, because they are going to have something similar. I think they are going to have. You could have that built into it. You know what I mean? Like a small marina.
Nice.
Just kind of like
almost like you're going to the to Monte Carlo to the F1. Yeah, love it.
How cool would that be? How cool would that be?
It would be awesome,
really
to
cool,
be fair.
man,
yeah, it would
be.
Be
really cool for tailgating.
You're not wrong. Scott G obviously said there, what do we think of the renderings? But he also said, can we now laugh at people who believed that we were going to build a stadium out of wood? Do you know what, though? I don't think it's that bad. If you were like using reclaimed wood and stuff, and it was the ways that you could get it done, and the way that stadiums can be built using wood, awesome. Be a bit more sustainable. I haven't got a problem with that. If you can, great. There's a football team over here in Forest Green Rovers that are doing that. They've got a new 15,000.
They have 5,000 stadium compared to like
it's 15,000 this stadium. One, but I know what you mean. It'd be a lot bigger scale. It'd be a lot bigger scale. Yeah, I get it.
It'll just be full of solar panels all around the roof. It'd be awful.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
What this is. So no, forget that, man. Like, yeah, man. I'd say. Yeah, I really didn't want it in wood. Like, that was weird, to be fair.
No, I'm with you.
I wouldn't want it as wood at all.
But the way
So
the
hopefully
way
it won't
it, the way it looks off the outside pictures of what you can see, because obviously we haven't seen anything inside. It does look pretty special, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah. It looks like that stadium deserves a champion team in it, not some shite. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe it will be.
So we need to be ready for that turn 2030, man. 4 more years, we need to be ready.
We certainly do. Well, that just about does us today. Thank you to Ian. Thank you to Scott for being in the chat with us. Thanks for putting questions in. Thanks to everybody who subscribes and who listens to the pod. We are, as Scott said, the number one Commanders pod in Europe. So by all means, if you haven't subscribed, do that now for us, please, just to keep that out. Yeah, just to keep the algorithm going. And Burrows has also put together a party. I think it's full now, but there may still be some tickets available. It is in Edinburgh. It is. I'm going to find you the exact details now as we speak. It is in Malone's, I believe. So yeah, Commanders UK meetup Sunday the 8th of Feb at Malone's in Edinburgh. It's 242 Morrison Street, Edinburgh. Postcode is EH38DT. So he said tickets are sold out, and then he said there's a few more, but it won't last long. So if anyone needs one, contact Washington Commanders fan on Twitter, Andy Burrows, and he will send you the link, or you can reach out to me or Scouse. We can send you the link as well if you want to come and join us for the Super Bowl up in Edinburgh. That'll be it. That's about it from me, mate. I haven't got anything else.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, there, I want to know who do you think is going to be in the final?
Oh, let's do it. While we're here, should we do a little bit of a...
I've got my two already that I want, but yeah, I think you can go through the bracket if you wanted, but
yeah, I was going to say, do you want to go through the bracket? It's up to you, mate. I don't mind. Let's
have a time if you want to. You know?
Yeah. Let's have a look at the bracket then. I'm just going to pull it up now. So is it Seattle and the 49ers this week?
Yeah, I think it's the 1 o'clock morning game for us. On the Saturday night, Sunday.
Yeah, that's so it's Buffalo. So it's Buffalo at Denver on Saturday night at 9:30 our time. I think Buffalo win that game. I think Denver's got a very good defense, but yeah, I do think Denver's got a really good defense. I think they're the number one. They're obviously the number one seed. They've been rested, but I just still don't trust Bo Nix. He always just throws up a shocker. Obviously, Josh Allen got injured in that.
I think it's his time.
Do you?
I think he beats Allen. I do.
Ooh, I'm going Buffalo there. So that'll be interesting. San Francisco,
huge one as well.
True. 49ers are at Seattle. I think this is where 49ers go home. I think Seattle wins that quite handily. Actually,
they've already beaten them twice this year, I think, as well. And
you
just know what to do with them. You know what I mean? Do you know what they do as well? And they're at home. Yeah, I think it's Seattle win.
Houston, New England. I've got Houston win here, believe it or not.
I haven't.
You got Drake May and New England. I just think their defense is so good that defensively they'll do their. Stroud was awful in the wild card round. He wasn't good at all in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, defense kept him in it.
Yeah, I get it.
He did. He really did.
Difference is though, May puts points on the board. You know what I mean? So it's going to be, even with a good defense, I think it's tight, but I think the Pats get it done.
But who's their weapons? Keyshawn Booty. Come on,
at the Pats.
No, yeah. I mean, Diggs.
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Henry's good. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Hunter Henry. He's stepped up recently anyway. Those are the running backs, isn't it? Stevenson and Henderson.
It is. And then
they've done enough, and Drake May does enough. Runs in himself quite a few times as well. So.
And then LA are at the Rams. That is, are at Chicago. I have the Rams beating the Bears.
I think I have as well. Yeah.
So then, moving on. Then, if we go by that, I have got the Bills versus the Texans, and you have Denver. I'm going to write this down. Denver versus New England. I have Bills versus Houston. And then on the NFC side, we both have Seattle against LA. So it's LA going to Seattle. So in them regards, I'm taking. We'll go with the NFCs first. Rams.
I'm going Seattle.
Wow. Okay. Good for you. And then other side of it, Bills for me.
Denver.
And you got Denver.
Who've I got? Denver against the Pats.
Denver against New England. Yeah.
No, I think Pats.
Pats.
Yeah,
So your Super Bowl then is New England versus Seattle, and mine will be the Bills versus the Rams. And out of that win, I think the Rams win it for me.
I think Seattle win it. I think Seattle go all the way.
You think Seattle go all the way?
I think they've got an awesome defense, but they've got enough on offense.
They have. Darnold's had a great season as well.
Darnold's been solid. Jigba's insanely good.
Best wide receiver.
Two solid running backs as well, Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker.
Amazing defense.
Defense is
right
banging.
Out there.
It's actually banging. So it's like defense. At the end of the day, defense still wins championships. So
it does.
So that's
hence,
why one of the
hence why I picked Houston.
Yeah.
So
you like their defense a lot more than probably I do, to be fair. But they are good. They are good defense. It's just I just think Seattle's. I think Seattle's the best, even though Denver's ranked 1. I still think Seattle's the best defense. So yeah, we'll see how that. We'll see how that goes. And plus, Seattle are built for it as well. If it's bad weather and stuff like that, they're built for it. The one game and all the practice stuff that they do. And yeah, it's just. And they murdered us, and they took the foot off the gas at about half time, and they still murdered us. You know what I mean? It was just like it was men v boys that game, and I thought, they're a good side, they're a good side.
Let's see how the divisional round shakes out then, Scout, shall we?
Yeah, no, man, I'll get knocked up by the Niners and they're talking shit.
Don't, man. If there's one team, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's not Kyle Shanahan or whatever it is. I don't like the 49ers for whatever reason.
I don't either, to be fair.
I
don't know what that is either. I just don't like them. I thought
it's nothing, and I've got nothing against anyone who supports the 49ers. I just think they're just one of them teams. But Kittle being out is a big loss for them as well.
Yeah, McCaffrey's already getting
banged up.
Basically, he's their whole offense, isn't he? Let's face it.
He is unbelievable. Yeah, he's their whole offense.
It's great he's still actually fit and available to play. Because
Trent Williams is still injured. Don't know if he's going to play this weekend again. So it's
last week, didn't he? Didn't Trent Williams play last week?
Hamstring was out all game. Didn't play.
Okay, interesting. I thought he was back.
No,
as in after 2 weeks, obviously we know hamstrings are 6 weeks minimum, but these guys are what I mean.
They'll play through it. So no, he wasn't.
They'll do Armstrong and blow his ACL. Yeah, Scott G. Yes, he played. Yeah,
I didn't think he did.
I thought he did play. I could be wrong. But...
I'll have to have a look at that and just see. But yeah, I didn't think he played. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fair enough.
Scott thinking that he's wrong. I mean, that's a first, mate.
I know, exactly. It's that really. But yeah,
Lane Johnson. Yeah, he did. I don't think he'll play. I mean, guess. Oh yeah, we haven't even made fun of the Eagles, have we?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, exactly.
They won as many playoff games as us this season.
It's very true. They will be watching the divisional round like us on the couch.
And that was us. So you're welcome, Eagles fans. You're welcome. You tried to fuck around. You found out, didn't you? You played your reserves. Look what happened. We beat you with our half a team, and then you get messed up because of the seedings, and then you get smoked in the playoffs. I love it. So you're welcome. You're welcome, Eagles fans. You're welcome.
Absolutely. Right, that just about does us, and we'll be on the same time next week to discuss, hopefully, a defensive coordinator hire, and we will find out what happens further on, and we'll probably discuss what happened in divisional rounds as well. But we'll try and keep the mic rolling as much as we can. Might have a little break, probably in a few weeks' time, because there's going to be absolutely dick all to talk about, and then we'll go from there.
Cool.
All right, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.